Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Curry, president and founder of Rising Star Enterprises for Wellbeing.com. We are a full service, in home personal training service for exercise. We come into people's homes, work them out, give instructional advice on nutrition, and so forth. And today, a lot of my clients have been texting me and asking me a similar question, so I thought I'd create a podcast and video and YouTube channel to discuss it. And that would be, what kind of drink can I have that cleanses the body? What would be the most effective cleanse to have? There's ones you could go to stores for, but people were just looking more for one that they could make at home, that's natural. And I do have one that's extremely cost effective, and it's extremely effective of cleaning the body out. Now, we all know that exercise is important. It's good to get outside right now, and could call this sort of like a public announcement for good health and to being positive. Try to keep your stress levels low, get some exercise, some fresh air. Would be good, a little exercise. But all those things are good for keeping the immune system strong. But there is also another way to keep the immune system strong, and that is to eliminate toxins, to clean out the body, and to get things moving through the body, and have a drink that you could drink once a day that could be a cleanse, cleaning out your system. One of the most effective ones I just made, and I actually just made it for myself, a whole jug of it, and it is what's called a ginger cleanse. Now, most people know that ginger is extremely effective in cleaning out the colon. It's extremely effective in cleaning out the whole system, the large intestines, small intestines, all the avenues of the body, colon, liver, and just really ginger is extremely effective on moving things through the body, but it's even more effective in killing bacteria in the body. So basically, you could go to any health food store or maybe your supermarket, and a lot of people, believe it or not, I talk to them about ginger and a ginger cleanse, and they say, oh, I have a ginger spice or I have a ginger tea. But that's, almost like saying, I have a fruit drink or a vegetable drink, which in some cases could essentially be, effective, but it's always better to have the actual fruit or the actual vegetable. Or in this case, I'll hold it up for you. This is what ginger looks like, because a lot of people ask me, they're like, well, how do you do it? And they've actually never, played with ginger before. I remember I actually learned a little bit about it when I was in culinary school. In the military, they would talk a lot about spices and, ginger, and how to make a ginger cleanse and things like that. And so this is basically what ginger looks like. And as you could see, here in New York City, you could buy a whole pound of it for maybe a couple of dollars. It's very, very cost effective, and people are being a little more careful with certain things like that. And you see the skin is on it now, the ginger. And what you do is you just take a cutting board, very simple, and you basically cut, all the sides off, the skin, if you will. And once you get it down to a block with the skin off, you cut it in little slices, okay? And you really want to get fat pieces of it. Like when you get ginger, there's a lot of skinny pieces, but if you get skinny pieces and you start cutting, you're going to have no ginger left by the time you cut off all the sides. So you want to get like a fatter piece, something to this juncture. And what you do is you cut off the sides, top and bottom, so there's no skin on it. And then you just little slices, like you're not dicing it, but slicing it. And then what you do is you boil a whole, get like a stew pot, and you basically fill it up to the top, and you get about 3/4 of a pound should be enough. It should be yellow in color on the inside. If it's not yellow in color, looks a little pale white in some certain areas, I wouldn't use it. I would throw that out because it should be either colorless, or it should be it should have a slight yellow to it, is what it's really when it's ripe. And sometimes when you cut it, you might see a little white line or something like that. Those are ones you throw out. They're either not ripe, or maybe some of it went bad or something like that, things to look for. And you just cut it up. You throw it in, and you throw in about 3/4 to a pound. and I'd say about 3/4. You don't want it to be too strong because ginger, even when diluted in water, ginger is very strong. And I'll just show you a little drink here, because when you make the ginger juice for your cleanse, you don't necessarily want it to be something that you're drinking a full glass. This is, a small glass. It's about halfway full, okay? And you want to drink that and not more, because basically ginger is very strong, and it's meant to clean out your system, but it's very strong. And if you have too much of it, like a full glass, it could actually make you nauseous because that's how strong it is. You don't need a lot. That's why I probably direct more like 3/4 of a pound rather than a pound, and a big stew pot, like filled right from top to bottom. And you turn the gas on high, you let it boil, and then you let it continue to boil for about 10 minutes. And then you basically let it sit with all those, pieces that you put in, the slices of ginger that you put in. And then you just let it sit, for about 10 or 15 minutes in that hot pot. So, it basically opens up the ginger in that hot, heat, and all the juices basically get sucked out into the water. And then you have a very, powerful cleanse. Now, there are other antivirals that you could put in, which I do at the end. Once, I take the ginger out, and you just strain it, or you get a spatula and you just take them out a little at a time, or you could put it, in another pot and use a strainer. But I usually just take, a spatula, and with the little, holes in the spatula and stuff, and not a solid spatula, and just kind of strain it that way. Like a lined spatula that has like little lines, holes in it, and you just kind of scoop out the ginger. And then you add honey while it's still hot, so the honey could, disperse. Very, very important, because honey is an antiviral. It's very nutritious, and it's very good at fighting bacteria as well. A lot of people don't know that, but it's very true. Then you can take, about a shot glass of apple cider vinegar, which is extremely medicinal, to use. And very, certain countries, Asian influence, swear by apple cider vinegar. People can use it as cleaning products. People put it in their bath, and it's got incredible antiviral medicinal purposes, and it's very good for you too. And you add that, not too much more than maybe a shot glass worth, because apple cider vinegar is very strong. So even, putting a shot glass of apple cider vinegar in it, you're going to feel it, but it also helps cleanse. And then you think of other ways that you can add things like lemon, squeezing lemon into the actual, some people put the lemon with the skin on and leave it in there and put it in the fridge with the skin. I pretty much like to squeeze the lemon in. That's good. You could do that too. I've done it. I pretty much like to squeeze the lemon in because the drink can last a long time, and I get a little concerned. The juice has properties that can last a little longer than the skin. So unless you're going to drink it fast, you're not meant to, I would probably take the skin out and leave the juice in there. That's what I do. And maybe like a half a lemon, a half a lemon. You take it and get the pits out and stuff, and squeeze the little slices of lemon into there. And I also like to always do something that has antiviral properties as well as medicinal purposes, but also has a bit of nutrition. So that's what you get a little bit with the apple cider vinegar. And ginger also has very good nutritional purposes as well. It's just used mostly as a cleanse, fight bacteria, but it's also extremely good for you. So then I take a half a lemon, and I basically take a half an orange, just for a little vitamin C. It also gives it a little bit more flavor, the orange. You can put a full orange in, but you want it to blend well, some people I know, they're like, oh, I use a whole orange because I really like the taste, but it shouldn't be that, it shouldn't be that tasteful. Like, you can drink it like, this is so good, but it's more, you want to balance out the strongness of the ginger and the acidity of the orange and the lemon, have a way of balancing out and neutralizing the acids together. So when you drink it, it's actually quite tasteful, I think, but it doesn't have a strong taste, and that's what you're really trying to do with adding, the acidity of an orange, the acidity of a lemon, along with their nutritional purposes. And when you drink it, it should be not tasteless, but it should have somewhat of a very bland taste. But what you're really looking for is to not have a strong aftertaste or bitter taste, which ginger can kind of have that. But I find that the elements and consistencies of an orange and lemon have a tendency to kill the aftertaste. They give it a little bit of fruit flavor, and the honey gives a little bit of sweetness. And you could play around differently with how you like to do it. Not a ton of honey, but just if you squirt a little honey in there. It's actually quite good. But what it does is it really cleanses out the body. And right now, it's very important to exercise, get some air. Always telling people to eat well, five groups of fruits and vegetables a day. Got that from Jack LaLanne from years ago. And people say, what is 5 groups of fruits and vegetables a day? That basically means 5 times throughout the day you should be having some form of fruit and vegetable. And I know that sounds crazy, but because most people might have it once a day. But it's really, I'm a proponent of having lots of small meals throughout the day and just kind of going from there. So I want to wish everyone well. You can see I made my little drink here, ginger juice. Take a sip for you. It's actually quite good. I want to wish everyone a good day. Be healthy, be smart, be safe. I'm Dean Curry, website www.risingstarenterprises.com. You could also go on our YouTube channel. I'm going to be giving lots of health tips, especially over the next 60 to 90 days, talking about diet, nutrition. The one way to get through a chaotic moment such as today is to have a strategic plan for success. And one of the ways you have a strategic plan for success is not so much thinking about where we are, what we're going through, but think about where you're going. Where are you going with your nutrition? Where are you going with your, workout? Where are you going with your exercise? Where are you going with your safety each day? And those are the things that you really want to focus on, not where you are, but where you're going, a strategic plan to get ahead, be healthy, and be safe. I'm Dean Curry, President and Founder, Rising Star Enterprises for Well-Being. Have yourself a wonderful and safe day.